Hello everybody, this is Gazerka the Geek. Here's some new videos on Peacemaker specifically, because the new season, Season 2, is coming out in August. Enjoy. Just like a lot of James Gunn's content, people misunderstand Peacemaker and think it's just a comedy with no substance other than that. But that's a misconception. It's not only a comedy. Don't get me wrong, the comedy's there, but it's used to cushion the more sad or tragic moments. Peacemaker's backstory alone is very tragic, where he accidentally killed his own brother in a fight that was sanctioned by his dad and a lot of other adults who are weirdly okay with it. Not to mention how it's warped his own personality. Peacemaker even has PTSD from when he killed Rick Flag Jr., and he feels bad about having to have killed him in the first place. Practically every other character has some sort of tragic moment or backstory. Mern is a mercenary whose body was taken over by an alien who is sympathetic because the person he took over was a horrible person who'd done horrible things in the past. Economos, his most tragic moment was after all the time he'd been cruelly nicknamed Diebeard. It turned out there was a deeper, almost tragic reason why he dyed his beard. Even Vigilante, one of the more sarcastic and comedic characters in the show, he actually got himself captured and put in prison just to kill Peacemaker's dad. Was so close to Peacemaker, he didn't want him to be hurt by his father anymore. Not to mention Peacemaker's relationship with his pet bald eagle, Eagly, who he was actually really excited and amazed when he actually gave him a hug when he came back from prison. The second time he did that, it was after he thought Eagly had died and he had prayed to God to save him. And there was a famous Justice League moment at the end of Season 1 where you could clearly see the anger and disappointment in his face, where they turned up too late. It's moments like these that proves that it's not just a silly, over-the-top comedic show. The people are realistic and they act like how people would do in real life. And even if it was just comedic and silly and over-the-top with no substance, who cares? Not everything has to take itself 100% seriously. Comic books as a medium is ridiculous and over-the-top. The only reason they became more serious, because at the time they were trying to appeal to a wider audience, and they might not have seen it if it was ridiculous, corny, goofy, whatever, and over the top. But now that everybody in some form has probably seen a comic book movie at some point, they expect it to be a little bit silly and over the top and unrealistic. That's the fun of comic book content. It doesn't have to take itself too seriously. It's not a prestige drama. It's a story about people with powers that don't exist in real life fighting people who don't act like people that exist in real life. Until they actually start existing in the real world, you can't really expect them to act like people in the real world 100% of the time in scenarios that no one in the real world is ever going to actually face. Well, that's the end of the video. There'll be a couple more Peacemaker videos this month, unless something else comes up, I guess. Keep an eye out for them, and yep, Gazeraki out. Oh, and please like and subscribe.